How you doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm doing well. I see you brought your Mazda in today.
I have, and I was wondering if you could possibly do a quick check over, make sure everything's alright.
I would absolutely love to get this on the ramp. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's different. It's different to the normal stuff I do every minute of every day.
Makes
Come
a
on,
change.
let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh, by the way, you wouldn't be able to put the roof down for us.
Good.
It's not electric though, is it?
No.
No, I'm joking. I know it's not electric, but yeah, I'd like the roof down so we could. Is it much of a job to get it down?
No, it probably takes about a minute, maybe 40 seconds.
Oh, okay. So you got some little levers you got to pull. Yeah, this is the manual roof.
Wait, I'm gonna be a pain. That door's locked, so I couldn't open it.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I can get across there. See, no central locking. So there's no central locking on this? No. Flipping it, we're going back. This is a 1994. They did have central locking in 1994, but not on this car.
No. It's got electric windows though.
Oh, we're doing well then.
That's a start of something.
Do you know something? A lot of taxi drivers, if the car doesn't have central locking, they'll moan like hell. It's like they've got something missing. They can't live without certain things like that.
No.
Right, so how do we get this roof down?
So, you have to pull both the sun visors down.
Okay.
And then put your finger on this little button here, push
Right.
it down, and then that bit will unclip.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
Go.
Oh, wow.
And then lock it back in.
Nice. Right, well, I'll pop this on the ramp and have a little check over of it. I did say a while back that we'd have a look at this car one day, and today is the day. I like it. These are quite a sought after car, you know.
It's a very fun car. I actually adore this car.
Was it your idea to buy this car for yourself?
Yeah. I wanted a 90s Japanese car and I was like, this is for me.
Well, it's very smart. I'm sure when you go down to Great Yarmouth and go up and down the Magic Mile, everyone will be looking.
Well, hopefully it makes it that far. I'm not taking it that far on journeys.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I've heard these are pretty nice cars and they're pretty reliable as well. It's Mazda. Almost as good as Toyota. Right, anyway, I should have a little look around. Hope there's nothing wrong with it. By the way, you've done something to these headlights, haven't you?
I have.
These aren't standard.
I've installed halo lights.
Oh.
I think they're called.
Halo. Oh yes. How cool is that? That's smart. I like that. That's very smart. I have seen many cars at car shows that they are fitting these particular type of headlights. So it's becoming quite a thing these days. Yeah. Right, let's get it in and have a little look at it.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Any problems at all, I'll let you know shortly. Well, this is certainly a treat. A Mark 1 Mazda Mx5. It's a little bit basic inside, but there again, these cars were never meant to be luxurious. They're sporty little numbers. Flipping heck, you know, if I remember back to the days when I used to drive a Ford Cortina Mark III, they never had much in the way of luxury, and they weren't even that comfortable. You knew you were driving a car though. You could have a lot of fun, and I bet this is a lot of fun. I hear you can sort of like rag these cars around. They're pretty good for the old road holding, and especially with the roof down in the nice sunny days out down to the coast. Oh, what a pleasure. I think those days for me are gone, by the way. But anyway, let's have a little look around this little baby. I like this car. Look at that little gear lever. That's funky. And by the way, that's not standard. Heater controls are pretty basic, I must say. Looks like you've got a headlamp. Oh, no, that's your button for your headlights. Very cool. Little light here. maybe you got to have ignition on for that to work. Glove box. Oh, yeah, I quite like it. Look at this though. This is something I don't see anymore. I'll have to get out. I'm sitting a bit low down. If I turn the stereo on, there we go. When was the last time you saw an electric aerial? Mazda Mx5. Wonderful. I said to Rhiannon a while back, it must be a few months back, that one day we'll get this car in on the ramp and we'll have a little look around it. Look at that. Chrome tailpipe. What do you reckon, Tyler? You like it?
Mx5's going back quite some years.
Pretty cool car, eh? You'd have to stand at the back of your car, filling it up.
Haven't seen one on top of the car in ages. It's always on the sides.
Yeah.
I'll open it.
Now I've heard, Rhiannon did say to me a while back, this car has been garaged for most of its life. So that's probably a very good thing, because we're going to have a little look underneath and hope that we don't see any corrosion, because I have had Mazdas in the past that have had corrosion mainly to the seals and at the front end. So we'll see what this one looks like, and I hope it's in very good condition. It does look very nice, and the top half looks like absolutely spectacular condition. So I think what we'll do is we'll open the bonnet first and see what the engine looks like. Wow, that looks nice. This is the 1.8 litre double overhead cam 16 valve Mazda engine. I have heard people will fit the Duratec engines out of the 1.8 and 2 litre Mondeos into these cars. So I haven't seen one yet, but this one's obviously the original standard engine. It looks very nice. It looks very clean under this bonnet. It looks like it's been looked after. I suppose I better do my normal checks and make sure the engine oil is okay. There we go. All nice. Clean oil on the maximum mark, just where it's supposed to be. Pop that back in. I'll have a look underneath the oil filler cap just in case. Oh yeah, very clean. No white gunge or oil emulsification. You've got to be looking around these cars very, very carefully, especially when they get back to this kind of age, because this is like, what, 19 years old now? So you've got to look out for the corrosion, that's the problem. But like Rhiannon said, because this car has been garaged for the majority of its life, hopefully we won't see any corrosion on it. But we'll have a good look anyway. Windscreen washer bottle. There is plenty of fluid in there, I can see that. I will not be undoing this cap. These particular type of caps here, they go on the radiators. These are pressurized systems, so when the engines are hot, you don't want to be taking that cap off. You want to do that when it's cold only. These have like a bleed off pipe, which the coolant will go into this expansion bottle. So as long as that level, which is on the maximum, that's good. That's what we want to see. But yeah, brake fluid's full. And you have a little separate reservoir down there for your clutch fluid. Now I changed an oil filter on one of these Mazdas a while back, and it was down underneath the manifold. This one is the same, it's the same. The oil filter was under there somewhere, okay? It was a struggle to get to, I have to say. It was not a very nice job. So I didn't really want to do one again in a hurry. And it's not one of the oil filters you can exactly get to from underneath easily either. You've got to kind of fit your hand in through that lot to undo it. So lovely. But yeah, on first inspection, it looks very good under here. Oh, you've got your power steering oil there as well. Chassis number, chassis plate. Yeah, well, I guess that about does it underneath the bonnet area. It's got twin towing eyelets there. That's handy. Let's pop under here. Now, I shall start more or less at the driver's front. There's our main chassis, and we can see fuel and brake pipes all together. I'll follow them down as we head towards the back and hope they're in good condition. I'm going to have a bit of a slow, careful look around this car, just to make sure I don't miss anything. The gearbox is very visible underneath. It doesn't look actually a bad job to get that out if you wanted to change the clutch, which is nice. This is taking me back, you know. It's taking me back in time. Little brake calipers up there. Lower suspension arm. Anti-roll bar drop link. No ball joints on them. Just bushes. Track rod end with the old castle nut and split pin. And even on the actual ball joints at the top there, you've got the castle nut and split pin. God blimey. Yes, very nice. Plastic panel underneath, like under engine tray. There's our windscreen washer bottle. It looks very nice, you know. Obviously we've got surface rust on the suspension arms and front subframe, but I mean that's to be expected. If you want, you could probably clean that up anyway and spray it over. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of place. Everything looks good. You've always got to watch out though for like where the actual subframe is, the arms where they bolt on. Make sure there's no cracks in the metal or anything like that, or any rot. Okay, I shall come back over to this driver's side and I'm going to work my way down and just keep an eye on these fuel and brake pipes. They look very nice, you know, very good condition. Okay, let's pop out, because this is one place that I've seen corrosion on these cars a few times in the past. On the outer sills can get fairly well corroded. This one looks very good. And also I've noticed halfway up the doors, right from front to rear, you've got what I would call tetraseal. It's like a stone chip effect that's been painted over. I don't know whether that's a genuine, I guess it probably is, but you've got the normal paint from at the top half of the door. So the bottom half is a bit more protected, a bit more rugged against chips. Anyway, let's get back to the old task in hand. Handbrake cable. Notice the brake pipes, they've got a plastic coating on them. Apart from the last 4 or 5 inches is just bare brake pipe, which I would personally, that's never been treated. That is the original brake pipe as well. I would put a bit of oil on that or a bit of grease. Yeah, brake pipe above the rear axle there. Everything looks like really, really good. I'm impressed, I really am. This is where you've really got to sort of like pay attention though, on these rear subframes. You've really got to check over all the joints, the welded joints, and where all the bushes and arms connect on, to make sure there's nothing cracked or rotten. Springs all in one piece. Oh, we've got ABS brakes there. And look at this, we have a chrome exhaust. Oh, that looks well cool. Can you imagine if you're actually behind this car and you can see that from underneath? Doesn't that look nice? If you're into chrome, I remember lots of people used to chrome their engines. Some still do, but it used to be a big thing back in the 90s, well 80s as well I guess. Especially like chrome exhaust, stainless steel exhausts, things like that. Rear wheel drive this car, that differential there. But yeah, this car is certainly a treat. It's different, you know, it's something different to look at. That's why I said earlier, when you see Mondeos all day long, and then you get one of these cars in, it's like, wow, I'm really liking this. That brake pipe that runs right across that back axle, that's in very nice condition. However, like I said earlier, I'd personally grease all them up. I probably will do. So, yeah. See in here, in the inner wheel arches, inner seals just here, and where it sweeps around the back, where the main chassis member is. That's where we want to keep a particular eye. See that there? That's been grounded there on this side. I didn't see no damage to the other side. No, that side's fine. But this side has been grounded, so you've got a little bit of a dent there. Not put a hole in it or nothing though. No. I'll check this sill as well. Just as good as the other side. Very nice indeed. No corrosion, no rot, not even any bubbling. So that's good. But yeah, oh, there's our catalytic converter. It looks like someone's gone a little bit overboard with the old sealant now. It's not a good thing to put too much sealant on it, because some of that sealant, if there's, can go into the exhaust and down towards the back and start rattling around. Yeah, there it is again on this back bit. So I would clean all that up. That doesn't look too great a job, you know what I mean. Right, that is about my tour over underneath. Oh, there's no rubber coupling on this prop shaft. You've just got a universal joint. You would literally have to get, I mean, I'm not going to check it, I'm not going to get my hand on it, but you would rock that prop shaft to see if there's any play in them universal joints. And if any of them joints get knocked out, believe me, you would certainly know about it. Little fuel filter up there, looks quite clean. But yeah, first impressions, very nice indeed. This particular suspension here, hang on a minute. When is the release of GTA 6?
Next year or something?
Apparently, I've been waiting like, how many years has it been?
Well, GTA 5 came out in like 2013. It's been 10 years so far, and we're still counting. Basically, we'll all be lying on our deathbed before it comes out anyway. You know,
GTA was one of the biggest games ever. And I remember it right from the very first one, even on PlayStation 1, when you were looking down on like the city and everything. And now when you get to like GTA 5, it was just awesome. And so you can imagine what GTA 6 is going to be like. It's going to blow your mind.
If Rockstar Games, they have high expectations for millions of people.
Are you a gamer, Rhiannon?
I'll play the odd game here and then.
Anyway, I'm going to get back. As I was saying, this particular suspension, you have to actually jack it up on the bottom of suspension arms rather than on the chassis, and you don't want the suspension to hang. The way I've jacked it up on the bottom arms like that, now I can put a bar underneath the wheel and jack it up and down, and we're looking at the ball joint, bottom ball joint, to see if there's any play. If I can shed some light in there. But there is no play in this whatsoever, which is good. So what I shall do, I shall have a look at the tyres, which look very nice condition as well. Check around the suspension, and once again, if I find anything, I'll let you know. It's looking good. The old brake pads are in tip-top condition. If I pull the wheel round, and these tyres, very nice, they're almost brand spanking new. Coil spring, all in one piece, no breakages. You see, these suspensions, it's like a double wishbone. top and bottom wishbones with an anti-roll bar link connected to the bottom wishbone. Shock absorber. It looks all very original. Steering rack gaiter, no splits. You've got to keep a good eye out for like the ball joints, for the actual dust covers where they can get split and the grease will leak. You'll see it easily if it is leaking. Now I know I've already checked these ball joints, but you can put your bar in between the bottom arm and the hub and give it a prise. It's just a little bit it's just a little bit difficult under here to see what I'm doing, just to make double sure them ball joints are okay. Yeah, there's no playing in ball joints at all, and even if I rock the wheel side to side like that, I can't feel nothing at all. So no, very impressed with this car. One thing I will say, on the front chassis where the anti-roll bar bolts up just here, this front chassis right here where it's being covered by a plastic panel, the chassis up here can actually rot out. I've seen this first hand, it can get quite severe, so it's very well worth having a good look. But on this one it's like immaculate. I have looked from under the bonnet as well and I cannot see any corrosion on this car whatsoever, so that's a good thing. Also, once again, down here, check the brake pipe. The metal brake pipe is not corroded. Check where that top arm goes onto the subframe. There's no cracks in the metal or anything like that. And obviously, when you're underneath the wheel arch, keep an eye on all the actual chassis and body of the car. Make sure there's no rot. Bingo! Well, nothing much to report on the rear. No binding brakes, by the way. Good tyres all round. No broken springs. Drive shaft gaiters are very good. No splits, not even any cracking on them. The only thing slightly concerning here are the rear brake pads. A little bit on the thin side, and I'm pretty sure these pads would have what's called a scraper ring on the inner pad, so when the actual pad gets to a certain thickness, the scraper ring will scrape on the brake disc and make a squealing noise, which is not what I'm hearing at the minute. But should you hear that, then you know it's time to change them pads. However, I will say I think Rhiannons probably best to replace these pads sort of like now, sooner rather than later. Oh, Rhiannon, what a coincidence. You're just in time for your road test.
Are you ready?
After you. And by the way, what's that on the back of your jumper there?
That is an MX5, another Mark 1.
Oh, let's have a look.
If I knew what I might look like that.
Talk about wearing the t-shirt. Anyway. This is going to be fun. I'm ready for this.
Would you like the lights up or down?
I'll put them up. Let's be daring. There you go.
There we go, you ready?
Do it. You know you've got 130 horses under the bonnet.
Oh wow, doesn't feel like it.
No, not as much as the Fiesta ST, but
no.
Not bad for the weight of the car.
To be fair, it's not bad for the age of it.
It looks very nice. This is what you'd call in the trade a minter. Pretty much immaculate condition.
This is my second pride and joy.
So
my little show car.
Why did you go out and buy this car?
I really like Japanese cars,
Yeah.
especially 90s Japanese cars. And although the Fiesta I would say is show worthy, it's not the same effect as an actual Japanese car. So the pop-up headlights, that's the main attraction. I couldn't say no.
I think a lot of people would probably buy these, and I think you fall into that category. If you like compare this car to your regular drive, which is a bit of an SUV, you've got more of a thrill of a drive in this.
Oh yeah.
You feel like you're in a car. It's fun. It's exciting. It's exhilarating.
It's not the quickest either, but it's more like the people you meet by having this car. And like whenever I see other X5 owners, they give me a wave, and that's what I love about the car.
That's actually great. I bet that's fantastic having people wave to you.
Yeah.
Because I know there is quite a following for these particular cars. They're very popular and sought after. But no, that was a lovely little drive. In fact, Rhiannon, you've actually made my day taking me out in this little motor.
Yeah.
It's better. It makes a change from a red Mondeo. You know what I mean?
Something very different.
But yeah, do you intend to keep this, or are you selling it, or?
I intend to keep this for a long time. This will be my future classic car.
So this will be for when you go out on the summer days. I take it you're not going to take it out in the snow or the winter.
No. Although I think it'd be fun in the snow, but...
Oh, it certainly would be in rear wheel drive. You'd be doing spins and donuts all over the place, but you wouldn't get nowhere.
No.
Well, that's lovely. I'm actually impressed with this. It's very nice, and it was a very smooth drive actually. I know you didn't actually put your foot down and do any heroics when we just went out, but I mean, I do like this car, and I'm glad we got it in today. So I guess this would be a good point to finish the video, but there's one thing left we have to do.
Which is?
Thumbnail.
Thumbnail,
So if you want to sit on the bonnet or something like that.
Alright.
Look at that. Well, thank you, Rhiannon.
That's alright.
Thanks for bringing that car in today. And thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you all love Rhiannon's lovely little MX5 Mk1. So cheers. I guess we'll see you all in the next one.
See you then.
Bye.